Drink after drink after drink. I just let you do it. Leave me the hell alone.
I feel like, I mean, if you indulge in this and that, it's no different. People indulge in a lot of things that you or I may not indulge in.
Exactly.
But I'm never gonna try to peer pressure somebody, and I don't want anybody to pressure me. If I
Right.
don't want to do that, I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna judge you now.
Right.
You talking about you do this drug and that drug. You ain't no girl. What?
Right.
Right.
That's regular.
Right.
You know. But no. But kudos to you.
Yeah.
Right. That's your business.
My business.
Right. Do what you do.
And speaking of judgment, why do we live in such a judgmental world? Because people judge us off the littlest thing.
Absolutely.
And you don't know a person's backstory. You don't know what they're dealing with, and then you just throwing constant judgment after judgment after judgment. Then when people snap, you should have just kept your mouth closed.
I really hope that we can get past that at some point as like a
Yeah.
humanity, to stop being so judgmental. Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever will.
I don't think we
I
will
don't think
either.
we will. And I say this like in all sincerity, but I just think that if I'm able to judge you for a decision you're making, I can make myself feel better about one I made.
And that's what
And I
they
think
do.
that's what like unfortunately helps people like get through the day and get
Yeah.
through life, where it's like, well, I'm doing better than her, so I'm
they don't
doing
got to
good.
do more. Yeah, they can just
Right.
stick with doing the bare minimum because they're
Exactly.
doing better. But my thing is, you can't tend to your own grass if you watching how somebody else cut
that
theirs.
part.
I'm not gonna sit around worrying about what somebody got going on, what they like, what they do, what they look like, what they wearing, what they.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people care so much.
And it
It's
literally
weird.
is. And like you said, the social media, that's the basis right there. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
they're in Guam this week. They're in such and such.
I don't
this
care,
week.
baby. I'm trying to be in Guam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you have that mentality where you don't care, but you see how many people actually
See,
did.
but the problem is, it's not that you're trying to be in Guam. It's the person who can't get there.
Right.
They know they can never go. Now they're judging. Oh, well, she probably, scamming to get this money. To
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. So I think it's just it has to come. Like at some point, we have to just compete with ourselves, right? Like if I want to be the person that is doing these trips or whatever, I can't watch you. I just need to do what I need to do so I can secure my own bag. So I can
Exactly.
do what I want to do.
She
Guam
just
may
dropped
not be
a
for me.
gem.
There's
She
another
just
one.
dropped a gem.
There's another
She
gem.
just dropped a freaking gem. You do it all the time. Listen, if you want to get ahead in life, if you want to elevate, you might want to quit looking at other people and focus on yourself. The competition
Yeah.
is you, baby.
That's it.
It's you.
All day long.
And listen, I get what y'all saying. This is very true stuff, and I love it that we're
Here's a
having
but.
this.
Come
No,
on.
it's not a but. It's like, well, I guess it is a but. If we, how do you get, and it feels like it comes from us the most as our community.
Absolutely.
We don't want to see each other win
Nope, crabs in the bucket.
at all, and we all trying to scratch up there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You taking, like this journey that I'm on now. I'd have had so many people, you ain't gonna make it, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or this is not. I'm like, okay.
But
well,
have they done?
and that's
Have
fine.
they done what you're doing?
and I don't care if they never do.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
How can you tell me I
Right.
won't do and I can't do?
Like, well,
if
have
you've
you-
never even tried?
where's your, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so, and it'd be us.
Yeah.
They don't want to see
Right.
us succeed.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when I moved to Georgia, family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he think he better than us because he moved away. Well, you could have did the same damn thing too.
Facts.
What's stopping you?
And it's not that I think I'm better.
Right,
than you.
I don't
You
think
I'm better.
you
than
think I'm better. That's why you all on this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, so if you wanted to move, you could have moved too.
Nobody stopped you.
And I just hate that as a people that we can't support and build each other. The first thing we're saying, well, spend money here, black, and do such and such. And it's like, at this point, why?
You know, just to play devil's advocate, I think a big part of that is who you surround yourself with.
Oh,
'Cause
absolutely.
I'm in the circle of women that like they're bosses. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like they're
They empower
handling it,
you.
and they empower me to do the same thing. We're all on different levels of success. We're all doing different things, different industries, but everybody supports one another in one way, shape,
That's
or form.
amazing.
You know, but it took me, right, doing the work for self to realize what kind of people I wanted around me. And I truthfully would like pray over my friend groups and solidify like relationships with women. I'm like, I admire your work ethic. I wish I was able to, set up systems this way so that my business flowed as such.
Right.
And so it's like you kind of have to cultivate that circle so that when there is a naysayer that pops up, like you're not even relevant.
Period.
I got 15 other people that are way louder than you are right now. So
Yeah.
let me focus on them.
Yeah. That matters.
Absolutely.
It does.
It definitely matters who you surround yourself with.
Yep. So you don't have to deal with none of that.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody telling you can't do this. You want people that's like, okay, how we doing it?
Right.
You
How
know?
are we? Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
You can
And-
actually do this. You know
And
what
listen, I'm a problem because I talked to her on the phone the other day, and she was like, "Listen, I like what you're doing. Whatever you need me to do, and just
I mean?
volunteering
I sure
it."
did.
She was just like, "Well, you need me to do A, B, and C."
Got
I'm like,
you.
"For real?" And it was like, "Really?" You know what I'm saying? Like she's like, "Yeah, the A, B, C, I will help." If the world was surrounded with those kind of like-minded individuals, we'll go far.
But the world is. You just haven't met them all.
Okay, met them
Yeah.
all. Okay,
You haven't met them. They're out there.
yeah,
They're out there. Like there are people who want to see black businesses win, and
Yeah.
they don't feel threatened by the win. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I think there's this stigma that we just want to keep each other down, and there are people who don't want to see you succeed. Don't get me wrong. There are people who, like you said, well, he think he better than us,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. But that's not everybody.
Yeah.
Like you just have to meet your tribe, and when you do, you will never even think about those people like they will not even cross your mind anymore.
Yeah.
The moment you feel like you can't do something, you're gonna call one of your friends in your tribe, and they will remind you of who you are.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
And 9 times out of 10, the people that are telling you that you can't do it are people from your past.
Right.
So they can't even
So
go
true.
with you where you're going.
Right.
so true.
They know the old G. They don't know the
Yeah,
new.
they don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's weird. It's
They
just
don't know the
weird
G
that
that's
you
on
have that you.
iHeartRadio. They don't know the
Come
G
on,
that got his own
iHeart.
talk show.
Hello somebody
Right.
and YouTube channel.
They can't sit with you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like this is very new to me because I'm normally in the background supporting
Yeah,
other people.
I
Because
get that.
if I believe in your vision and your dream, if I believe in it, I'm gonna be like, so what's next? Like you say, so what
Right.
we doing next? You know what I'm saying? So I decided to to step out and do my own thing.
It's scary though.
It's very scary because you want to make sure that people like what you're
Right.
doing and receiving it and
Right.
genuinely receiving it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard.
It is. I remember showing you my book on Monday, right? And G was like, when you wrote this book, is this new? And I was like, this book's been out for years, like 2 years now, 2 or 3. And I've never, like, I literally wrote it. I put it out and I was like, Lord, whoever is supposed to reach and touch, it will touch and reach. And I promoted it for maybe like 3 months. I don't promote that book at all anymore.
Right.
It's called Dating with Dignity. It's on Amazon, like everywhere. I hardly ever talk about it. And Jordan, DJ Shade, he called me out on it. He was like, you have
He
like a
did
whole
say that.
book that's so great. It's good content and you never talk about it. And it's because I'm so used to being in the background, pushing
Yeah.
everyone else forward, right? But this is where my tribe has come in, where they're like, no, it's your turn. Like,
Yep.
you need to come out and you need to trust yourself to do the same that you've done for everyone else.
Exactly.
So I'm saying that to you.
yeah.
Like, you've always been in the background, but look at you. You have one of the #1 shows in cluster media altogether,
Yeah.
right? So,
It's a
like,
blessing.
you're shining.
Yeah.
Just be confident in that shine.
And you know what? And the people that I know are in my corner, I know that just kind of root for me. We're rooting for you. Oh, rooting for No, I know they're always pushing my show, posting it on their stories, like really supporting.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I notice it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I hope they're not doing it because I was doing it for them. If
But
I'm
why
saying
It
not,
doesn't
though?
matter.
no, I'm
Why
just
not?
saying. No.
Yeah.
I know people. When I do something, I do it genuinely from my heart. I don't look for nothing in return, because my blessings is gonna come
Right.
20-fold. I'll get it in the back end, but just know that I'm doing it genuinely. So I'm hoping it's genuinely being turned back, not
But
because I
that's
did a
not for you
favor
to worry
for you.
about. If something's being reciprocated,
Yeah.
regardless of the reason, it's
Yeah.
being reciprocated,
Yeah.
right? Because there's plenty of people who won't pour back into you at all.
Yeah,
So just
exactly.
be grateful that they are.
Yeah,
You know what
and
mean?
I
That they're-
definitely am.
Yeah.
I definitely am grateful.
Don't even
for
worry
it.
about like the
Yeah.
position of their heart when they do it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the blessing of them, loving you back.
Oh, one of my listeners wants to know. Can you repeat the name of your book again, please?
Oh, of course. It's called Dating with Dignity.
Okay. Dating with Dignity. Where can they find Dating with Dignity?
They can find Dating with Dignity on Amazon, BarnesandNobles.com. It's on every major retailer that sells a book. You can find it there.
Got it. Okay, we'll make sure that plugged again at the end.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm big on reciprocation, as you said. Like I love that reciprocation. Like communication and reciprocating are really
Big thing.
big things for me.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know how to do either one, especially
both.
communicate or both at all. Communication is number one on the list for reasons like if I'm texting you, like you said, we know them phones in your hand, and you see it and read it. Oh, I'm gonna have issues.
That's why my read receipt is not on.
You gonna have to fight me about that one. Cause
Yeah, I'm the
sometimes
worst.
I'll see a text and I don't know, something in my mind tells me that I already text them back,
Yes. In my
And-
mind, I responded.
and then it'll be like days later, and I'll be
Yes.
like, I
You
never
know how many
wrote them
times
back.
I've literally typed it out, and then something happened, or a phone call came in, and I didn't hit send, and I go to text that person. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, girl,
yep,
you don't
forgot
think
to
I
send
don't?
it.
You don't think I care
I'm
about
bad.
your
I'm
feelings?
bad with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, that's a choice.
To
in
be
my
bad
opinion.
with texting, it's not my.
Oh yeah,
business.
because you're gonna communicate who you want to communicate with. Yes,
But I
ma'am.
may call you instead of texting you back.
Nah,
right?
I'm a good advocate to know. Pick up the phone and dial the 10 digits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, call me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Cause when you getting with Terry, she's really trying to find your book. She's like, I don't see it on Amazon. It's kind of new to me. Is it on Kindle?
No, it's not on Kindle. I don't.
What should she put in the search
it may be
window?
on Kindle. Dating with Dignity by Cecily Burgess. CESLYBURGESS.
Okay, Cecily Burgess.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna text it to her.
Okay.
Okay, she's really trying to find your book.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you, Terry. So we do what we want to do.
But not all the time. Like, so I have an Apple Watch, right?
Oh,
So-
you are definitely not
But
off the hook.
But let me tell you why it's a problem. So if I'm doing something and it pops up on my watch, like a text will open up on my watch and now it's not marked as unread on my phone.
Mm.
So I don't even see it. If I'm doing, like today, I was washing dishes and my friend was texting me and she was like, you didn't respond to anything I sent you today. And I'm like, what did you send? My watch is going off. All these messages are popping up. I don't see them on my phone then.
Yeah.
So it's not always intentional. Some people, like, I really do have a bad
No,
memory.
I know y'all are some busy women. I know.
Yeah.
Being beautiful and helping people with their platforms
you
and
know.
stuff like
Thank
that.
All the things.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
But little on me who ain't got too much business. I don't like texting, but I'll do it
Mhm.
because we can look at a text message and we can read it the way we want to read it,
Right.
and it could be totally not what the person was meaning to say.
Yeah.
So then there's the miscommunication.
Yeah.
So as I'm reading it, I might be reading it like it's a damn attitude, but you ain't even sent it that way.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? How about pick up the phone and call me so we can hear it?
Yeah,
So I can hear your
I'd
voice.
rather talk on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't like texting.
Okay, Terry, I'm just gonna pass her my phone
Right.
and let her type all the information in where you can find it. Okay.
Terry, he
It's
literally
coming.
just passed the
He
phone
did.
to
Terry.
Well, I
her.
literally
got
just
you,
passed
Terry.
the
I'm about to
phone
send it
on,
to you right now.
so she about
I'm
to
gonna
text.
send you a whole link. You
She
don't
gonna
even have
send
to
you the
look for it.
whole link to her book. Y'all better get that book from my
But
friend.
I think that G is speaking on a different, perspective as to phones work. People reach out to you; they'll respond to you if they want to.
Yeah.
They'll
Right.
talk to you if they
Absolutely.
want
Absolutely.
to. Not even just in a text me back type thing. Just
Yeah.
an everyday life thing. A person gonna call you if they want to.
Mhm.
They're gonna
Yeah.
check on you if they want to. It's all true.
Because I'm the guy. This is just me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why God made me this way, but I will check on my friends, associates, parents, of course my parents. But I'll send a message. Hey, everything good? Everything cool? And I'll do it like every other day
Yeah.
because that's how loyal I am to my friends and family.
Mhm.
It's never reciprocated. What you got to say? I see it coming.
I want to defend your family and your friends a little bit because they might deal with like isolation because I do sometimes. And it's nothing personal, but I don't got no issue with you or anything. I love you. I hope everything is going great with you. But baby, I'm over here dealing with this, that, and the third.
Right.
I don't want to talk. I don't have the energy right now to because I'm the type of person, I pour into people more than they pour into me.
That's me.
So if I end up being on the phone with somebody, I wind up being their therapist or their helping
Exactly.
source. Meanwhile,
You're dealing with A, B, and C.
I'm going through something.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's tough. And I think a lot of
it's
times,
hard.
for me, what I do when I have my moments, right? Like, I have a few friends where we all have been very open about, like, our therapy sessions and things like that. And so we do what we call, like, just check-ins. And so it'll literally be a simple text like, "Hey sis, just checking on you. How you doing mentally? How's your spirit? How you doing?" And so a lot of times I think people just don't have the capacity, like you said, to take stuff on. So for me, I'm always mindful to ask before I like drop it. Like, "Hey, do you have room for this? Because I need to vent. You got a second? Can I
love
give
that.
this to you?
I love
Because
that.
I have to get this out. Like, if not, I get it. I'll call somebody else. Like, but I feel like if you give people the option, they will be more receptive, like answering the phone,
Yeah.
talking to you, because it's like you care about what I'm going through too, and if I have room for it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Like, you're dealing with A, B, and C. And I don't even think about what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to dump my problems on Tika Day.
It's like
Yeah.
a one-sided relationship. at that
Absolutely.
point. And I don't think that people purposely do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's just natural, but no.
I was listening to a podcast. It's called Coffee and Combos, I think, and she was saying that she had the same conversation with one of her good friends. Like, "Hey, the only time you really call me is when you want to like dump your stuff on me," and she said her friend's reply was, "Because you always want to take it. You're always there for me." And she was like, "That's when I realized it was my fault.
Yeah.
Like, I opened the door and set the standard to make you think this was always okay. And so you don't see me as anything but a dumping ground for your stuff."
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times, like how they say, like you teach people how to treat you, that's where a boundary comes in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where you just have to say like, "Hey, today is not the day. I'm so sorry. And I know you're going through it, but can I call you later?
Yeah.
Can I have a few minutes? I got something else going on. I need to
Yeah.
process." Like, I think it's okay to say that. It doesn't feel
absolutely.
good, but sometimes you have to put that
You have to
wall up.
communicate it.
Yeah.
And by the time you call them back, they may not even be in the midst of, you know, the rah-rah anymore. They've calmed down. Now they can talk to you level-headedly like, "Yeah, so this is what was happening
Right.
earlier."
And that's why I say the art of communication is very vital. If you're not communicating that to the person, that's what's going to happen. They're going to think that, oh, well, Cecily's a dumping ground. I can call her and vent. Because she ain't never tell me. She never came out and said, "Hey, I understand.
Right,
But at this very moment, I cannot be here for you the way you need me to be here for."
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Very
Just
true.
tell them that.
Very true.
And if they're your people, they will totally understand, "Oh, my bad, I'm good." Which is why I don't really call them about it when I have issues.
Yeah.
I deal with them on my
I
own.
deal with them on my own. That's my
Yeah.
problem. I am so not secretive, but I got this. Ain't nobody got me like I got me.
Right.
Yeah.
I usually call people like on the tail end of like coming out of like the stressful part of
Yeah.
it. Then it's like I can communicate and
Yeah.
talk to you because now I've calmed down. I can communicate this without being super emotional.
Yeah.
We can talk through it, talk about it, and then I'm good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, and my venting session is my therapist. I don't even tell my
Yes.
mama stuff
Yeah.
that I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because
Ooh, I love my mama. She was so mad when she found out I was in therapy. I love you so much, Mom. I know
she
you
found
love
out she was
me.
mad.
She was like, "Well, I'm a good listener." I was like, "You are, but I need an unbiased person,
Yes,
you know,
like, you
to
need
have these
somebody who-
conversations with."
Exactly. They're not judging you. They don't know you. Just kind of there.
Right.
Tell them
Hearing it.
everything.
And
Everything.
she legally can't say a word. So,
And can't
you
say
know.
nothing. You will not break HIPAA violations. You
Right.
can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And it feels so good to kind of
It
just like,
does.
I can woosah a little bit,
It does.
let it out, start my week off right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or whatever, and try to start on a new slate. But then when you tell people you know, they telling everybody else.
It could be both.
I'm
it could be both.
yeah, it could be both.
It could
I'm
be
more
both.
so deal with like the concern. So now you following up every
Yeah.
other day, like, "Hey, you good? Is this what happened with this?" And it's just
Yeah.
like, "Girl, I don't want to talk about it." Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm moving
So it's
beyond.
two sides
Yep.
of the fence. You got the people that's gonna want to be like, "All right, you good," or
Right.
you got the people that's gonna be, "Girl, guess what G going through?
Right.
You would never believe
Ooh,
it."
you got to be careful.
Yep, and as my good producer just told me, that all ties back into anxiety.
It does.
See, it does. It
does.
It works around. It comes
Aaron,
back.
you're
It
absolutely right,
does.
brother.
It's
It
true.
It ties
right back
it's
into
very
anxiety.
true.
It does.
Yeah.
It
So-
all like it's full circle, right?
Full
Because it
circle.
creates anxiety in the moment where you want to call somebody and vent and you can't because in your mind, as soon as I say it to this person, this person gonna know, and she gonna call so and so, and then everybody's gonna know my business and blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's my problem too. Even when I'm really sad and I really deep down want to talk to somebody, my mind start playing tricks on me. No, don't. They don't care. They just gonna.
ooh, that
Take
isolation
it.
is
Just gonna.
serious.
Yeah, it's bad
It's serious.
It's
for sure.
it is yeah, because like you said, like when you put yourself in that space where you just have open space to think,
Mm-hmm.
everything start coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything like you said, 1,001 scenarios come. You're like, what the hell was all this say? What I really needed? I'm just sitting here like, okay. So A B C D E F G. Like you done went through the whole alphabet. Like, damn, I got that many series. You don't want to. It's very unhealthy.
It can be, yeah.
I don't like the way it make me feel.
Because
when
that
I
it
am
creates
doing that.
anxiety. It creates so many
what?
waves of anxiety.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
So many ways, and like I'm coming to a point where I'm trying. Like at this age, I'm dealing with stuff that I'm really like trying to really just say F it and move
Let it
on.
go.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like the whole social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
The worried about what people are thinking when I hit a room. The worry about people will think about my physical appearance and my skin tone. These are stuff that I've dealt with when I was younger.
Absolutely.
So all of this stuff at this age still sits in my ball milk dud.
Yeah. I mean, you're in therapy, right? So you know.
Yeah.
We
See,
started-
like she's hitting it. She already know.
these conversations, like the first thing your therapist says is like they want to know about your family, they want to know about your upbringing, your relationship with your parents, because all those things play a part into who we are as adults.
Yep. We all have a backstory.
We've been
Yes.
conditioned. We've been programmed since we were kids. You know what I
Right.
mean? The way we deal with conflict,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. You know, it's the reason why you don't feel comfortable talking to people. It's
Yeah.
the reason you
Right.
don't feel comfortable being around people. You probably were bullied when you were younger.
Absolutely.
So now being an adult going to a person's event, you feeling anxiety because okay, they're talking about me or
That,
They're
she
saying
hit
I'm
right
too
on the
dark,
nail.
or I'm too this.
it
Yeah.
all goes back to your past.
Yep.
Yep.
And this is where therapy comes in at. You
Mhm.
know, the way that we behave and the way that we are is all based on our past.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then you really can't blame anybody because our parents wasn't taught how to be parents.
Yep, they
No.
weren't.
You know what I'm saying?
Blind leading the blind.
And
Truthfully,
right.
none of us
Blind
get a
leading the
manual.
blind.
No one gets a manual at
Nope.
life. You know what I'm
At
saying? We're
birth.
all trying to figure it out.
Cecily's been born.
Every-
Here's the manual
right.
of birth. Yeah.
Here's what she needs when she's growing up.
Right.
But you have
Like-
to want to figure it out too.
That
because
part.
I'm so tired of giving parents a pass. It's okay to have a pass, but accountability.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Because a lot of parents don't realize that you're the way that you are stemming
Because-
from them,
Yep.
but they don't ever try to understand it, support it. They still talk down on you.
Exactly.
Yup.
They still do the same things
Yep.
that trigger
Yup.
your
Yep.
trauma. Parents have to just start being accountable. It's okay to say, you know what, baby, I'm sorry if I wasn't a good mother. I didn't have a good mother, so I didn't know how to be a good mother.
Right.
But I love you and I want the best for you.
Right.
And I believe in you. You can do whatever you can. Like parents have to start taking accountability.
I
too.
agree.
I
Like we
agree.
keep just saying, like our parents didn't know, no, but I mean, come on, because I can't imagine being a parent right now and putting my kids through. I don't want my kids to see anything that I had to endure.
That
Yeah.
part,
So I want to prevent that.
Yep.
Why didn't our parent? I feel like maybe they did back in the days. They did have that mindset, but you have to have the will. You have to want.
And
to
you have to
do
find the
it
techniques to
and
do
find
it.
the sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't lack. They lacked sources back then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now it ain't no excuse.
Right.
If you around here and if you're around here not being a good parent or not setting your kid up for success, it's a choice because there's a
Absolutely.
lot of resources nowadays
Yeah.
Yep.
I
that
agree.
our parents didn't have. So that's what we're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we got
It's true.
25 and 30-year-old grandmas and 25. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's a bit different.
Yeah.
It's a lot different. And I used to be like, oh, can I make it? Like this generation to me has it a little bit more easier for some reason.
They do.
They don't want to work.
Resources.
Super lazy, can kind of get away with murder. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but my little generation had to work for it. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you looking at your parents. I didn't have a dad. He was with his other kids. You know what I'm saying? So it was just me, my mom, and my grandma. Then I lost her. And I'm like, okay, so mom, I know this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And my mom had issues. I saw them. You know, I saw them with my own eyes. And I'm like, okay, so a lot of the stuff that I learned, I had to learn it on my own or probably seen it somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could have easily chose a life of thugness. I didn't want to go that route because that's not how I'm built for that. You know what I'm saying? I could have did some mischievous stuff, but I'm like, nah, that's not what God put me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like parents should take accountability. We didn't ask to be here. You know, we're here, so now we have to deal with it.
Right.
Like you said, if you're one of those people who want kids, get your kids on the right path. Don't let your kids live your dreams that you missed out on.
Right. Or make them.
Or make
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She may not want to go to a 4-year institution.
That part.
Or you're going to go because you're going to, nah, I ain't doing it. And you need to respect your child's decision.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But don't sit there and belittle them and talk about them. Well, you ain't going to mount the ABC because, I got this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My dad, so when I graduated from high school, I went to Tuskegee, right? And I was so excited to be going to HBCU. I went there. I was in my second semester. And I remember being like, I want to switch my major to journalism. I go to my advisor. I got the catalog. Like, it's circled. I'm ready. She was like, oh, baby, this catalog is out of date. We don't even have that class anymore. We don't even have this major. And I was like, wait a minute. Why you still printing it? Like,
Right. Why is it still
why is
here?
this available? So I made the decision to leave Tuskegee and go to the University of Central Florida.
Where journalism was.
Yes. My dad was heartbroken, though,
Wow.
because he really was so proud of me being at HBCU. He went to a PWI, so he was like, I just want my kids, like, you know, I want to see you succeed here. It's such a, you know, prestigious institution, blah, blah. And it was hard for him to swallow that. No, I don't want to be here. And I'm grown, right? So I have the option to leave. I can make this decision.
Yeah.
I could sign myself out.
Right.
And so it took him a while to, like, be okay with it. And I would say probably, I would say maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, right? My dad was like, he came to me and he said, I looked at all the decisions you made in your life, the ones I didn't agree with and the ones that I did. And he was like, but I'm glad you always chose what was best for you because you've done really well for yourself.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So it like
That's dope that he recognized
he
it.
recognized it, you know.
But that's what we need.
Yeah. Oh, don't, because I will.
Don't do that.
Don't start,
Please
'cause
don't.
I will start crying. Don't do that.
Don't cry. See?
Tika.
See? Tika, don't. Oh, my God. It's okay. You need to get that out. That's fine. Get that out. Release all that energy. I agree. You ever been in a position where you want to talk to your parents? They're not you too.
I can't
Okay.
see it.
Okay.
No, 'cause it's
Listen.
a big thing. Like, and then like she's a grown woman, and
Yeah.
to hear her say that she just talked to her dad, and he's telling her, that's so reassuring. Like, we need that. I don't care how old we are.
Yeah, you need that from your parents.
Especially
we
when you
do.
have your parents, when you're blessed enough to still have your parents here. You need that
You do.
It
reassurance.
just
And it did something to my heart. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
it just validates
Yeah.
all of the things that you wanted to
Our inner
see.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
validates your
Yeah.
inner child.
I
It
mean,
really
at the
does.
end of the day, we all want to impress our parents.
Right.
We
And
want to
you
show them
just
that
wanna
we
know
made
you
it.
did okay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and my biggest thing, I'm the oldest, right? So it was always like the responsibility was on me to make it, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
And so when he said that, it was like, you did it.
Yeah.
Like, you set the
Felt so
bar,
good,
you
too.
set the standard for your siblings to know, like, you
It can be
do It may
done.
not be how they want you to do it, but you can still do it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That's
you know,
so
my
dope.
brothers didn't want to go to college, and my sister, she went to college. She was going to go for a master's and everything. She, you know, lived in Cali for a while. Like, it's all these things, like, no, you just have to try it.
Yeah.
My dad didn't agree with half the stuff I decided to do, right? And, like, moving to Atlanta, and he tried to talk me out of that.
Yeah.
But I became a homeowner here. Like, there's so many things, you know, when I left my job, I didn't tell my parents for a year that I left corporate America.
Wow.
They had no idea.
'Cause
They
you're
every
doing
time
it.
they would call me, they thought I was traveling for work. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna call you back. I'm at such and such conference." Da, da, da.
Yeah.
I was an entrepreneur for a whole year,
Wow.
down to like literally my last mortgage payment was in my account, and I was like, "God, you told me to leave this job. I don't know where this money's gonna come from. You got to make it happen."
And still provide
A
it.
week later, I got a contract that not only paid the bills that were there, but like it was solidified for the next 5 months that I
Nice.
would be making overflow of what I needed.
Look at
You know what I'm
God.
saying? So,
Yeah.
and
I love that.
like I said, my parents they had no clue, no
Yeah.
clue. I didn't
you
want
did
them
that for
stressed,
you.
but I did it for
You
me.
were taking that risk, and you didn't want any outside opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And sometimes sometimes you don't need the outside opinion.
No,
You just
because
kind of
they
have to
worry.
do
It's
it.
love, it's
Yeah.
care, it's concern. They don't want
Yeah.
to see you fail, right?
Yeah.
But it's like if I fall, I gotta fall. Like let me fall by myself. I'll
Yep.
figure it out and get back up.
Yes.
I agree. And like I said, at the end of the day, we want to make sure our parents are happy.
Of course.
Like for me, I failed at a couple things this past couple years. Like I tried to purchase a home. I had 2 homes built from the ground up. The day it closed, I was rejected.
What?
And I'm sitting here like, all right, I did everything. I just saved X amount of dollars. I did such and such. I did such and such. And I was so heartbroken that I didn't get that was the goal. I was like, okay, at this age, because I know people younger than me that are homeowners. And I'm like, okay, I need my own. I want a house because
Right.
these rents are ridiculous.
Yes.
I want to own my home. Failed. I thought the world ended. I was like, I'm gonna get this house and I'm gonna move my mama to Georgia and we gonna ride this thing out, build her together. Couldn't do it. Hurt my soul. Hurt my heart. And it's like when I try to put myself out in goals, you just want to like do it for the love of your parents.
Yeah.
But then in the same breath, I have a parent that I can't talk to about everything I want to talk to about because of the way she was raised. You know, when somebody's set in their ways, you've heard that? They're set in their ways. I know your views on things. I can't have a conversation with you. And it makes me feel like, damn, I can't even go to my own parent and have a conversation
It's
because
hard.
of the judgment or whatever else that's going to come along with it. I don't want that.
So let me ask you this: do you think y'all would be okay living together in the same space?
Well, my mom, she deals with some medical stuff. She has lupus. She just got over cancer. They've removed all of that.
Amen.
I could live with her. I couldn't. I would live with her only because the comfort of your parent being
Right.
there. I don't care about privacy and none of that stuff. Like my mom at home, I know
Right.
I'm gonna get a meal because I don't cook. That's sad.
Right.
I would get some meals, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I would just love to have her there to talk to her, make sure she's good.
Yeah.
On the flip, I'm her only child, so I'm gonna get where you going. You don't you got to work tomorrow? I would get all of that
Yeah.
natural parent stuff because that's what parents do. I don't care if you're 45 years old, your parent gonna be like, so don't you got A, B, and C? So why you staying out so late? It's that kind of ordeal.
Because the reason I'm saying that, and I'm by no means not like a prophetess or
No,
nothing
you fine.
like that, right? But sometimes everything happens for a reason. Not
Yeah.
sometimes. Everything happens for a reason. And so it could be like the amount of attention you would have given your mom when she moved in with you would have stopped you from doing all of this. Like
Oh, you
none
think
of
so?
this could have come to pass if she was with you because you would have had so much attention diverted to her
Yeah,
that you wouldn't be able to get all the things going that you now have moving.
I never thought of it that way.
So-
And I feel like there's some unhealed issues with your parents, which you feel like you can't talk to them. So I think it would have just took you out of your
Right.
mindset right now. Right now you're in your bag. You're
Yeah.
doing what you're supposed to do. You're focusing on G.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have been able to do that if
Wow.
it would have went through. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And in time, right? Because if that's really what your heart desires, it could still happen. It just may happen when you are in a different place financially where you aren't her only caregiver. You can hire somebody to come in and take care of her.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening to Real Talk Kim this morning. She was on Instagram praying, and she was like, there's somebody out there who wants a house, and you've been trying and trying. And she was like, but you're stuck in this apartment. He has you in that apartment because there's a bigger house waiting for you that you
Yeah.
can afford later on. So you never know what is leading up to, but just trust like the path that you're on is going to take you exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny that you say that. So yeah, you about to get me to walk.
Oh, don't
Listen, this is going to be one of those episodes, baby,
Ooh.
because we keeping it
Listen,
real and genuine.
so
Like,
it's funny that you say that. Things happen for a reason. I used to sit there and wonder why God would, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but I feel like this is the platform to talk about it. I used to sit there and wonder why God used to have people rape me and molest me. I didn't understand it quite frankly. I'm like, why, if there's a God, why would he not rescue me from this behavior? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, as you get older, that chain of events will start A, B, C, D. You know, it just starts a chain of events, and you think you're living your life in the right direction. Biblically, it could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But then you say, well, I guess that was supposed to happen for a reason for me to use what I'm doing now to help somebody else. I don't know. I just could never figure out why would
I think that's it.
that would be the, well, like, why would you put a, I just never, I could never, now believe me, my faith is strong. I just didn't understand why would you send a child, an innocent child, through those things.
Yeah.
Are you trying to make them a strong individual at the end? Like, what is the whole end game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's so I and this is just my belief, right? Like I'm not trying to place this on anybody else to believe, but I truly feel like there are things that God allows and there are things that he ordains. And so what happened to you, he allowed to happen to you because he saw what could come from it, right? But I don't think that's something he set in motion to happen to you. Does that make sense? Like he didn't make anybody do anything.
Yeah.
He could have, killed them off, done whatever, right? We've
Right.
seen all these things in the Bible. But I think it's almost, I hate to say it this way, but it's like only the strong survive.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have that happen to you and you didn't have this platform to share what happened to you, there's somebody out there who it could have happened to. They will never speak of it. They will never tell anybody about it,
Right.
right? And then it goes back to what we talked about, that isolation. You feel alone because you think it's just
The
you,
anxiety.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just me. Nobody else has experienced it.
Yeah.
But now here's G, who
Yeah.
understands this plight, who understands like how heavy this is on me. There's a man, like a man's man, who understands
Yeah.
what this feels like, right? So I don't think nothing happens in vain. Nothing's for nothing, right? God can turn beauty into ashes.
Yeah.
I mean, ashes into beauty any day, right? So even if it comes from like you writing a book, you going on speaking engagements, you going to detention centers and talking to young men, like you going and sharing your story to empower somebody to know, one, you may be stopping someone from doing it to somebody, right?
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, you may be helping somebody heal who has been done too.
Yeah.
So it's not easy,
It's not.
and I'm not justifying it by
No,
any
no,
means,
no, I understand.
right?
Yeah.
But I think there's so much that you can take from that, because even the fact that you have the strength to talk about it.
It was hard for me to get there.
Yeah, but
I mean, I
I
used
can't
to.
imagine people being comfortable saying it at all.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it was more so like I would write it, I would write it down, and I write it, and then it'll keep replaying. Then when you go to reunions and to see your family, you end up interacting with the person that did it to you, and with the people, because it was a few. You interact with people, and you sit here like, okay, I could be an a-hole and want to fight and go down the violent way, but it's like, nah. So then after having a couple conversations with the man upstairs, you know what I'm saying? It's like, get it out. Just kind of, so I would gradually like go on my Facebook and kind of like
Yeah.
type this and type that. And then when this platform came, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it all out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who I'm touching. Like you said, I don't know who I'm reaching, who was scared to talk about it, who just dealt with it. I'm just going to just blurt it out, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for men to talk about those type of things.
Absolutely.
Women, not so much. They'll be like, hey, if you have your few, they'll be like,
It's hard, but
It's
for the
hard.
most part, they can come
Yeah.
out easier.
Right.
than
yeah, a
men.
man,
Sure.
when you feel like your manhood has been robbed, you're confused about your sexuality,
Right.
then you got to worry about the toxic masculinity that comes behind it and what people say about you, and you just don't know what to turn to, who to talk to. It
Right.
becomes a lot to deal with. But at this point, I'm going to share the story, and if I can help people, like you said, I might even try to get into those places where I can speak to younger kids and stuff like that. I hadn't gotten that far with the
Should,
platform,
though,
but
but that's where you're going.
They need
Yeah.
you.
it needs to happen, especially with men.
They need to see a black man.
Yeah.
Explain how this
A
feels.
black
Like, They
man.
need to hear a story from a black man.
Yeah.
And just to kind of touch on what you talked about, like going to the reunions and stuff, like black people, please protect your kids. Like making someone have to interact with an abuser, like whether you've healed from it or not.
Well, the thing is, if the abuse is insane, in my case, I didn't say anything to anybody.
Mm.
Nobody knew what's going on. My mama just found out maybe, I just told her maybe like within the last 6 months
Wow.
what had happened to me. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So families and black families, they'll if they find out, they'll protect the molester. They'll protect the person that's done it
Yeah, we've
because
seen
they
that all
don't.
the
Yeah,
time.
we see
Like,
it all the time.
still go
But
talk to Uncle so and so. Still
yeah,
make sure you hug
yeah,
Auntie. Da da da. Yeah.
all the time. But if you can, like I said, I held everything in.
Mm-hmm.
So in my little space, if I can just hold it in, I don't have to open up a can of drama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll just hold it.
You didn't want to cause any problems.
I didn't want to cause any
conflict,
problems.
Or
Right.
it comes to like you're the problem. Because
Yeah.
I feel like when you're a
Exactly.
child, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't
And
know. So
especially
you
if
feel like
they're
if you
telling
tell,
you not
you're
to
going to
say
get in trouble.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But you're so strong. I
Yeah.
want to say that
Are.
for
I'm
even
trying.
sharing that, and,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you having a platform to where you can be vulnerable, because there's somebody listening
Yeah.
that need to hear that, and I
Absolutely.
don't want you to feel like you're weak. I think that admitting it and talking about it is that's therapy,
It is.
and I feel like it'll help you to heal.
Yeah. Which is why I love this show, because these are my therapy sessions when I
Yeah.
can't meet with my therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's talk about it. That's why I called it candid. Let's have candid dialogue that we don't talk about.
Right.
We don't talk about that kind of stuff.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially as black families, because we wanted the image. We want to keep up an image. No, let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We need to have these dialogues, especially men.
Yeah. I
You know
think
what I'm
men
saying?
just, I
Men
think
for
y'all need an
sure.
outlet. You know what I mean?
They
Yeah.
don't have one.
Men, need
Men
an
definitely
outlet.
the outlet.
Yeah.
Vulnerable men who can find themselves being vulnerable,
Right.
because you have the man that feel like they're over masculine and they don't
Or
want
they
to
have
talk
to
about it.
assert themselves.
And you have to, yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to be looked at in another way because I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying? Nah, let it go, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So
I think, and that's going back to what we were saying about therapy, like everyone has a story. There's a root to everything that we do. You know what I mean? So at some point, whether it's toxic masculinity, whatever, like something happened to create the people that we are,
yeah,
whether it's good or bad, right? And that's why I always say therapy is not just if you're having an issue, if you think you're crazy or whatever. Therapy is for anybody, because we all have something that needs to be healed.
correct.
It doesn't mean nothing has to be physically wrong. Nothing has to be happening in the moment. But you go to a therapy session and you talk to someone and you realize, like, yeah, what I went through when I was 10 wasn't normal. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have had to deal with that at 10 years old. I shouldn't have had to think back to this or take care of this adult or whatever the case may be. So, somebody, it's almost like how we were just saying, like our parents, we want their approval,
Yeah,
that reassurance from them. Therapy kind of works in the same way to
It
remind
does.
you, like, you're okay. It's okay that this happened to you, but you're stronger now from it,
right.
right? It gives you that extra oomph to get to the next thing, to get through the next thing.
I agree.
So, like you were saying, Tika, like I applaud you, because
Oh,
it
thank
takes a
you.
strong man to be able to even have that conversation.
Yeah,
And I pray that you take it on the road, because people need to hear it.
yeah.
Not just here. Take the station with you. You could
Right.
broadcast from anywhere, okay?
Right, I can broadcast
But,
them anyway. Yeah,
you need to be doing speaking engagements and things to like help other men go through and heal from this type of trauma.
yeah. I'm definitely been. It's been in my little pot. Like, okay, once I launch this stuff, then I'll take it. And even with the platform that I'm trying to launch, somebody can listen to it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or watch it, because I'm trying to give people a visual. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like release it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
try to move on, develop other areas that you need to be strong in.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to still work on other areas, but I got to take it baby steps.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter the length of time that it's happening in, as long as you're working on progressing yourself.
Listen, we're always evolving. Like that
Yeah.
doesn't stop.
If
You
you're
know
not
what I
doing
mean?
the work, you're not evolving. So
There
if
you
you're doing
go.
the work, putting in the work for you,
Yeah,
doing therapy,
Mm-hmm.
figuring out what it is that why do G operate, how G operate, you're gonna go the further you're gonna go.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I know God, he built us to serve. So I feel like you're gonna end up serving in that way eventually.
You're
Yeah.
like the
You're not
100th
gonna
person
have
tell
to.
me
Yeah,
that.
you're not
Yeah.
gonna have to go looking for it. It's gonna just happen out of
Yeah.
nowhere, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, hey God, so this must be my
Yep.
purpose."
Yeah,
and
It's
then
all-
boom,
he-
it'll click.
He like planted it so you're ready for it when it happens. There's no fear. There's no second guessing. Like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're like the 100 person say, "Oh, you're a servant." I feel like I am a servant, and I used to like, well, why are you making me a servant? I don't want to serve.
Well,
Listen,
you
that's the
serving, honey.
That's the most humble position,
Is
right?
it?
It's the
We
most
all
humble
we all are
It's
built to
like-
serve. We just got to tap into it.
Wait, true, but it's like sometimes it just stares you smack in your face more than other people recognize.
Absolutely.
Like it's like I have like it's almost instantaneously that I'm helping somebody, or doing something in a servant type of a way, and don't look for no.
Because you have a
Nothing
giving
in return.
heart, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I used to think that was bad though.
I think we all do, but it's only bad when it's taken advantage of.
But I was just gonna say because the second you say I'm not interested or I'm good,
Yeah.
then you're the villain at that point because you
Absolutely.
stood up and said no,
But listen, we're the villain in somebody's story, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
even made up.
Because if I
ones.
chose to be good for me, if I chose myself in that, and that made me the villain, I'll be the villain.
Yeah,
I'll be the villain. But you just got to keep choosing you.
Every time.
That
This is
giving
true.
heart, you can't. That's you.
yeah.
You can't stop that.
I used to did not like it.
You
Like
can't.
why, Lord?
Yeah,
Yeah, like why
you
me?
can't help it.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's
I
okay.
can't help it though.
But
I
you
can't.
gotta think like Jesus was a giving person. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a powerful position to be in because
Yeah.
not everybody has the capacity to even give. Let
Yeah.
alone the fact that you're not even comfortable having it reciprocated. Right?
This
So
is
it's
true.
like that's a different level of humility that a lot of people don't have, and that's going to take you so far.
Yeah. It's just like we're in a world where people just want you to give.
They want what's best for them.
For them.
Everybody's looking out for
You
them.
know what I'm saying?
No matter at
And-
what cost for you.
And you just get caught up in that. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, damn, I saw the vision in this, but
Yeah.
you're just too busy worried about. And at that point, is it selfishness that the person on the other end is like, I'm looking out for myself. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. So let's say me and you were in we're friends, of course, but so I'm giving to you with no reciprocation, blah 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 blah. I'm just giving necessarily, and you're kind of reciprocating, but at night because you're like, well, I'm worried about what's going on over here. You know what I'm saying? I can count on G to do such and such, but when it's time for you to do it, do you feel like it's selfish that would you feel like it's selfish that you didn't do anything, knowing that I'm doing so much?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's selfish, and you have every right to pull back.
Right.
Because at
but
some
would
point
you be
you go
angry?
No.
I don't have the right to.
You
be.
personally, but I'm just saying,
But I'm
you
saying-
personally would say no.
They don't have the right to be. Because if
Okay.
I'm giving to you out of the kindness of my heart, unless you are using me,
Right.
you don't have the right to be angry. You just accept my no
Right.
in that moment. You get what I'm saying?
But imagine how many people feel like it's selfish when you pull back.
No, because they were being selfish with you. They were
Period.
using you.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
okay with you coming on empty, as long as I'm full.
Right.
Thank you. And that's what I was gonna get into. Nowadays, look, if we're not equally pouring into each other's cup, I don't want the friendship. I don't want
Right.
the relationship or anything. It cannot be one sided because I want to pour into you, and I would hope that you care about me enough to pour into me.
Absolutely.
That's how a fruitful relationship works, and people
Yes.
got to stop forgetting that. I think we're allowing people to. We're not setting clear boundaries. We're allowing
Right.
people to walk all over us. We're accepting the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
When will we
Say
stop?
that part again.
Like we are. We
Yeah.
do. We accept the bare minimum.
I
Like
think that's reciprocation. No, girl. If
No.
you just exerted every piece of energy you had to do X, Y, and Z, and this person just gave you a bit of A,
you
That's
have you
what it comes
have
back to communication.
yes.
If you don't lay that on the line
Mhm.
in your relationships, people going to do what they want to do.
Absolutely.
You have to
They're
set
going
the
do what you
boundary.
Let them do
what
it.
you allow.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I'm setting a boundary up front, you already know what's about to go down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know.
And
yeah.
it will be tested though, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it's
the
definitely gonna be
boundary always
tested.
gets tested because they want to see if you really mean what you say.
Yeah.
Like, is she really not? Let me see if she won't.
How far I
be
can
out of
push
this.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's one of those things where it's like I always say, like you have to choose you, right? No
Yeah.
matter how that feels in the moment, no matter who it hurts, because at the end of the day, if you aren't good, you're good to no one. You're good to nothing.
Facts.
Like this show would not be anything if G came in here feeling horrible because he just helped 20 people and not one person reciprocated it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're on empty and you're trying to do a 2-hour show. That's not going to
Right.
happen.
Right. True. You're right.
You know?
Absolutely right.
So I think as a giver, you always have to be mindful, like to keep friends around you who are also with that same heart.
Yeah.
Like
And
it goes back to you talking
right.
about keep them circles. The
Yeah.
people that you hang around. Like all your friends, they're one of the same.
Yep.
We ain't got them type of problems because
Yeah.
we here. So now you got to be selfish with your time when you meet people. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And for me, I try to be real. I keep the same group of people around me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody introducing new, I'll see if the vibe is there.
There you
If not,
go.
I
Read
will
that
make sure I'm
energy.
good. But I take my friendships and my relationships extremely seriously.
As you should.
You know what I'm saying? I used to think it was me giving more attention than I should give. Because I'm real caring. Like I said, I was see, you good, bro? Everything straight? Girl, you straight? Everything cool?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you good? I ain't heard from him in a couple of days. Everything good? You have those people that'll, I don't have to talk to Tika for 5 months, and I'll pick up the phone and ain't nothing changed.
Exactly.
You got
Pick
those
right
people.
up.
Yep.
Mhm.
They
That's
pick
it.
right up. I don't do that. But I know people say, hey, we can pick right up like we were left off.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I'm just more so a little bit more caring. So if I don't talk to you in a couple weeks, that's an issue for me. Like, you all right? You good?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But some people you have to learn to let go.
Mm-hmm.
They're not supposed to be with you in this season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm learning that.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
probably not getting to your next season because you still got them people following up behind your coattail. That's a
Let me
whole
get my
other
stuff
thing,
to go.
Right.
Because we can open it
With
up.
the sermon.
We can open it up.
What a
Yeah.
collection plate. Here.
Well, we gonna say we definitely gonna save it for another show because I'm bringing y'all back because I like this. This was a good conversation tonight. So listen, that's about wrapping us up. I'm gonna let y'all shout out y'all businesses, what y'all got going on, so people can find you, that book, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna start with you. Tell them what you got going on, Miss Cecily.
So I am a digital content creator and manager. My business is called Holly Hill Unlimited. You can find me on social media at Life Coach Cess. That's Life Coach CES. And my book you can find on Amazon. It is called Dating with Dignity by Cecily Burgess.
Nice.
All
Miss
right.
Tika.
And you all can follow me on social media at I Love You Tika. I'm also into social media marketing, so if you need help with your brand, if you need to push your brand, which can be you, because I think a lot of us forget that we're
Yes,
brands.
we are a brand.
So if you're trying to push yourself, you want to grow, you just need to push. You need a little bit of help, some advice. Hit me up. I'll help you out.
Yes. I want to say thank you so much for coming in, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Y'all gonna be my first YouTube people.
Won't
I'm
be the
so
last,
lovely.
though.
Aaron, I know you back there working. Thank you so much for filming all this for me. I appreciate you, sir. I just want you guys to remember to make sure that you surround yourself with positive energy
Absolutely.
and keep yourself mentally protected as well because it is so easy to fall back into those traps. Do what you got to do to stay focused. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for listening. You can catch me on So Candid Everything on IG if you want to know what's going on with Candid Conversations. My personal page is King G _225. Got to represent that BR, baby, Louisiana. You feel me? So I will be back on air live on the radio on ATL Talks on this coming Saturday at 10. So if you want to listen to me again, I'm going to probably text you the information to make sure you're listening while you're laying in the bed or running around. But thank y'all so much for listening. I really appreciate y'all. I thank my ladies for coming today. I will definitely
Thank
have
you,
y'all
man.
back.
Thank you.
And that's the show, baby. I hope y'all have a good night. Go watch some TV, relax or meditate and stay in a positive state of mind.
Please.
All right. Good night, y'all.